You know, it's just very frustrating because I'm having such a good time now, but I can't fully enjoy it. This was the ultimate redemption story, but it's even better now because the redemption story's canceled. Everyone crap on him, crap on his business, crap on his family, crap on everything.
Very low right now. The week is going slow. It gets to me. My life is ruined. This is how I'm doing.
Wait came in with the $5 super chat. Says, I must be a monetized hater. Thanks, Wait. Genoy came in, says, you said what every detractor has wanted to say for years in a calm, rational manner. Thank you. Thanks, Genoy. Appreciate that. Darth Spaghetti came in, says, man, child, Phil. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. PC Gamer 999 with no message, just $4.99. Thank you for that. I did have daddy duties to do, but talked to my wife real quick, and she said, hey, you got about 30 minutes. So here we are. Marina came in. Said, what a lol coward. Thanks, Marina. Appreciate that. Mr. Extravagant said, big ups to Craig, the Kingslayer. Hey, appreciate that. Scumbag Josh says, handle that perfectly, Craig. Once again, he showed what a child he is to the world. Thank you, Scumbag Josh. Z came in, says, you felted him. I applaud you, sir. Thanks, Z. Appreciate that. Mo Ron. Moron. Said, do you think he's Keem as his friend? He's never encountered an honest person. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that. I'm Mr. Cole. Says, Craig, you were magnanimous. I thought what you said was super thoughtful and fair. Well done, and keep your head up. Thank you. I am Mr. Cole. Alejandro came in, says, you were a million times the bigger man. Disappointed in Phil. Thanks, Alejandro. Appreciate that. Walker came in with the Canadian money. Says, Phil is the biggest coward I've ever seen. All your arguments were flawless. He acted like a child the entire time. He made himself look like a fool. Thank you, Walker. Appreciate that. Mo Slizlak. Hey, Mo. Great to see you on The Simpsons. Came in with the $49.99 super chat. Says, well done, sir. Even if you didn't intend to, you roasted the F out of that piggy. Thanks, Mo. Appreciate that. That's great. Adrian said, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time. Thanks, Adrian. Penitent Sin says, big ups, Craig. No idea how you sat through 1.5 hours of whatever that was. Hey, thank you. JE5150 says, he is actually insane. He acts like you left him. He acts like you left him on, I guess, stream. How dare? Oh, unread. Okay, I see. Unread. How dare you not respond to his email immediately? Mech Fighter says, that was essentially a struggle session, blaming everyone for the wrongs done to Piggy. Hey, thanks. Mech Fighter, appreciate that. Kinetic came in, says, Phil did himself no favors. Did himself no favors to himself or his champions. Thanks, Kinetic. Appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Blind Wheelchair Jumps says, thanks for the last big guy. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that greatly. That's nice. Blind Cow says, you didn't coddle the man-child and called him king. And I didn't coddle the man-child and call him king. Yeah. Lunar says, great job on the interview. It wasn't an interview. But thanks. Solar Knight says, channeling that Adam Krigler. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that. Flame Mage came in as a member. Thanks, Flame Mage. Strawberry Jam says, hey, Phil, this doesn't bother you, right? Listen, this is, to be clear, this is not, and I will not stand for a Montize the Haters stream. This is not that. How fucking dare you, people, with your support? All right? How dare you? Unbelievable. Chaotic says, amazing, Craig. DSP felt it. I don't even know what you're talking. That's crazy. Paul came in, says, DSP coping and seething right now. In the words of Dominic Diamond, yeah, see you, Dave. You made yourself look like a right. Okay, there you didn't. Thank you, Paul. There, appreciate that. IP to always win says, too scared to have you reply. He's a child. Big Adam came in, says, you should send him a strongly worded email. Dab Batusai says, you were the bigger man. What he did at the end proves you will continue living rent-free in his head. Once again, I'd like to reiterate, not my intention. Joe Mack came in and says, better than last year. Lee Doe says, you killed it. Amazing job. Thank you, Lee. Fruit came in. Says, lies to your face, but was going to send you evidence the next day of what? The lie? So stupid it's unreal. But remember, he doesn't deserve the hate. Aloha says, you handled that train wreck very professionally. Thank you, Aloha Snack Bar. Rab says, defending sick was felted. W. Craig. Oogie T. Bra says, no apology for the apology, fetish man, baby. Okay. Jack the Tripper says, money Pig Roach will never get. FDSP Karen Brunel. All right. Radial Drago says, man, it seems like he's going the way of Review Tech USA. Don't feel bad about man-child. Mr. Lion says, I warned you not to go on his show. This is exactly how I pictured it. Only Iced Bleach says, you handled that 42-year-old man-child well. Hutzel says, well done, Craig. Now decompress the fuck out of that pig roach. It's just a decompression stream. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Killa Koala says, thank you. You're welcome. Soul says, Phil is coping so hard on his channel saying he won't read tips bad-mouthing you, but he will probably keep the money from them. Listen, I refuse to read anything remotely Coed says, please send the super chats to Scopely, Phil's charity of choice. I don't, that offer's off the table. World Profound says, what are you currently playing, Craig? Also, who's DSP? World Profound, great question. Yesterday I started playing Shadow of the Ninja Returns. It was great. Thanks for asking. Mr. Ludacris says, congrats on felting Phil. Tears for T says, you had patience of a saint in that talk, dude. Hold your head up high. Thanks. Cryptic says, what incarnation is a DSP? That's a great question. Mr. Marvin says, Down syndrome Phil has got felted. Listen, I will not tolerate any negativity towards Phil. I refuse. Never forget that Phil felt super sad for being forced to ban Degenerate Derek. Phil and his cult are all creeps. Craig, WWE champions. Free Ice Cream says, that's how you handle an addict. Don't let him off. Nervous Noodle said, just watch the interview. You respectfully gave DSP the biggest olive branch, and he decided to set it on fire. Hulk came in, says, you told Phil exactly what he doesn't want to hear, that he needs to take responsibility. Kyle says, time to truly monetize the hate. We are not monetizing the hate here. Don't stop it. Stop. You gave him a chance and he failed us. Thank you, Kyle. Copeside Phil came in with the 20. Says, Phil has nonstop talking crap about side scrollers and you for a whole, has nonstop talking crap about you and side scrollers for a whole since the interview. And you say F yourself and you're the wrong person. Plus, Phil thinks you need him when side scrollers gets 3,000 views daily when his show gets 500. I don't know. Individual News says, Craig about to make bank. Take that, Phil. No, we are not. This is not a monetize the hater stream. I refuse to accept your money. Countdown with Fresh came in with the 20 Canadian dollars. Says DSP felt it so hard he's shaking and on verge of tears. That's upsetting. Dilemma Dome says, big ups, Craig. Purple Aki says, it's WWE Champions time. Monty came in, says, Phil was caught in 47 lies on the dock. Unfortunately, you can't believe anything he ever says. If you watch him play the WWE Champions game, you can tell it's sadly that the only thing he loves. He doesn't sell anything, just wanted truth. Super Boss says, Phil doesn't understand what he did when he attacked your character because he holds no value of his own. That was an amazing interview. You demonstrated what happens when a narcissist is forced to accept reality. Thanks, Super Boss. Appreciate that. Zitro came in, says, has zero problems disrespecting his wife and fans. Rab came back, says, super chatting in spite of the pig roach. W's in the chat for Craig. Hey, thank you, Rab. Appreciate that. But I refuse to accept your money right now. Gwintil came in, says, fantastic job on the interview. I would have lost my mind 10 minutes to listen to this insanity. Redbird came in, says, thank you from the detractors on the go fuck yourself to Phil. Hey, I don't even know what you're talking about. WF came in and says he didn't give you a charity because he has none. He said he didn't want anything from you, but he definitely would have donated that to him. Yeah, well, maybe I should. CC says, good job, Craig. Phil is a lost cause, zero accountability. Melee came in. Okay, great to see you with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much. Corey says, you were the grown-up in the room, Craig. Big ups. Thanks, Corey. Copeside Phil came back, says, Phil was at your throat from the very beginning. The only thing he wanted was an apology and you to bend the knee to the king. I'm sorry I hurt his feelings. Defective Detective says, you are the patient of a saint for what you did today. I would have lost my mind at his mental gymnastics. I don't watch you much, but I wish you the best with all you do. Hey, thanks so much for that. Appreciate that. That's wonderful. Maybe give us a try sometime. Hopefully we become relevant again. Kaon Doomer says, you handled yourself with such decorum. You didn't expose Phil. You just listened to him, listen and let him expose himself with a couple reasonable questions. Chris came in and says, Operation Let Phil Talk will always be the best course of action. He destroys himself. He is always his biggest detractor. Great job, Craig. Thanks, Chris. Sydney Mac came in and says, I won't apologize for your words. Was the most perfect response to a narcissist gaslighting I've ever heard. Well done. Sim Racing Journey says, that was the best thing I ever watched. You have a new fan and supporter. Phil, go F yourself. I refuse to accept your money right now. Data Leak came in with the €5 monies. Joe came in with the $1.99. Says, what a way for him to end it. Screw you, Phil. Soup came in. Says, how dare you not read my email? I thought we had something special, Craig. I know, Soup. I'm sorry. Gaming AES came in. Says, remember when Phil fought someone in Dark Souls back in the day, pulled the internet plug and started talking smack? Oh, Phil, you're still the same wuss that you were 16 years ago. Stop! Copeside Phil says, looks like you're having roasted piggy for dinner. What? Simply Walks came in, says, Phil was extremely defensive the entire time, and you were geniusly trying to help him. I don't know why he's like this. DB says, now do Review Tech USA. He needs an intervention. Redacted is a brand new member. Thank you, Redacted. JG Winnell says, a bitch move by DSP on how it ended. Childish. What? J-Dog says, super sticker. Sigarin came in, says, bravo, Craig. Zeke Zeker, the tractor, came in and says he doesn't get that people say whatever they want. Thank you, Malcolm. There's Malcolm says DSP is, and the P is for pathetic and pathological. Mech Fighter says, please use his super chat as a donation for Phil's tire charity. Thanks, Mech Fighter. Appreciate that. I'm going to be very clear. None of this is going to charity. Zero. I refuse to accept your super chats now. Stop it. I certainly refuse to accept your direct donations, and I refuse to accept new supporters over at sidescrollerspodcast.com. Stop it. Thanks, Mech Fighter. Donnie came in, says, hold a W pick, AAK alt at the end being said. Thank you very much. BTTDF, same with the 199. PC Gamer came back, says, I can't believe you had the absolute audacity to not read your emails for 23 hours. What were you thinking? Hashtag Kingslayer. I know. I'm sorry. Sleepy Squid came in, says, you were sincere the whole time, even when you were attacked and you let him respond to go fuck yourself. He sounded like jealous girlfriend over the email. By the way, I will release all the emails. It's obvious like Phil doesn't want, like I legitimately said, by the way, that I would work with him again because I'll work with anybody. But it's very obvious he doesn't want that. So I will release every bit of our correspondence over the last year and a half. JE came in and says DSP is the ultimate pocket watcher. He acts like he has morals, yet cried poor for years when spending his money on WWE champions. Honey Badger came in. Look at that with the $50 super chat. That's wonderful. Thank you. Hey, but I will not accept your great $50. That's ridiculously nice. This is a bad time to go on the wall. Honey Badger, as a matter of fact, it's not. But yeah, it is. I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to put your name over here. We'll get you on the wall another time. I just got you right here. There you go, Honey Badger. You're written down. Thank you, Honey Badger. Dolo says, with no skills, no qualifications, no work experience, no saving, no retirement plan, DSP's story is already written. It ends with him homeless in Seattle. Hey, listen, you're saying that. Mr. 007 says, love you, Craig. That was great. Keep it up. Rigor Mortis says, DSP doesn't show proof. Honk Saber, thank you very much for that. Lowenson says, excellent job, Craig. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that. It's nice. SDG. Phil actually thinks this is a W. Attacking your character was low, even for him. Scante Warrior says, thanks for having integrity and not letting the pig roach wiggle out of his lies. He's truly irredeemable. K Vibe says, I was for DSP redemption until what he just did to you. That's so effed up. I lost a shred of hope for him. You were right on point with everything. Based Bigfoot says, a liar talking about integrity and character? Blue Pit says, you handled yourself like a true professional. Congrats. Enjoy you dissecting his whole perspective. Are you the king now? Ack, ack, ack. I was never not the king. Nayslayer Sayer came and says, ack, ack, ack. What? Stop that. Stop. Gongasm says he lied again anyway, and how he sold the account. He would have been horrified of a road to where you asked him for receipts. He table flipped. Steven says, you have a new fan. You handled it extremely well, and he was raging. Thanks very much. A list exists says didn't get why you were mad about. He didn't understand why you were mad about him lying. Right. David came in and says, just want to say thanks for being a man and not bending the knee to the Gout King. Also, do you plan on going normal world in the near future? I was on normal world about 6 months ago, maybe 3, 4, 5 months ago. Fun show. They're great dudes. Melon Chili Sauce says you're done. You'll never get another super chat again because the internet loves Phil. Stop it. Everybody stop. Gamer99 says, do you honestly think y'all will be on stream together after both saying F yourself? I don't know. Vanguard D Nice says you did very and did not fall for DSP as BS big ups. Chess says, can't believe Up didn't drop everything immediately. Oh, you didn't drop everything to read his email. What's wrong with you? Hashtag squeeze banana. Funky Monk says, just for putting up with that, here's a buck. Hey, thanks for that. Shane came in, says, Mike, I guess my direct donation won't be read since it was calling out Phil. I guess I'll go kick rocks now. God dag gummit, Phil. Shane, let me just, I don't, hey, Shane came in with a $50 super direct donation. Says, Craig, I caught the last bit of the interview. Hey, by the way, I will not take any slander for Phil. I refuse. I refuse to accept your super chats. I refuse to accept your donations. I refuse to accept signups at sidestrollspodcast.com. I refuse all of it. Phil said, Craig, I caught the last of the interview, but the sincerity you showed him and for him to end the call like that just showed his own insecurity. As I mentioned on X, you could have been livid. If I would have been livid if I were your shoes. Props for you keeping your cool. Hey, Shane, thank you so much for the $50 donation, which I certainly won't accept. Data Leak says legendary content. Phil is actually insane. Soap and Clay says not a detractor, but finally see why they go after Phil so hard. The entire conversation was so bad. It was so bad, Faith. You earned some money for putting up with it for so long. So I want to be clear. I do not accept that money at all. Morasaki came in, says Phil displays several traits of narcissism, self-absorption, grand delusion, and constantly merges his lies with the aspects of his personality, allowing him to exist in a state of pseudopsychosis. BTT came in and says, you give his fans a chance to talk, but Phil kept saying they would be doxxed if they spoke up. Wait says, I identify as unmonetized. That's right. Good for you. Nervous Noodle says, you can't help people like Phil. It doesn't matter how many ropes and ladders he's given. He always cuts them down and chooses to remain in the ditch. Zorlaf says, the piggy truly can't realize that he might be the problem. Filthy Gaijin came in, says, Phil is a childish POS. Big ups to further exposing Pig Roach Craig. Copeside Phil says, so glad you held Phil accountable. So he wanted to not read super chats you got during the interview and just ignore them. I'm going to do the same. Phil's renaissance is going great. The 808 Kanoi says, conversation just made me a fan of you, Craig. All you wanted was honesty and an apology over a lie, and was met with ego. Much love to you. Hey, thank you very much. Hopefully you come back for tomorrow's show and the show after that and the show after that. Dine came in, says Phil hesitated to ban a PDF from his community because he was nice in chat. I will not accept the acts. I will not accept your super chats. Galaxy Perfect says, W, Craig. You killed it, bro. Bravo. Infidel Castro says, Kino can dump on Phil's wife, and don't you dare dump common sense on Phil. Hey, look at this. Vescarbino came in with 10 gifted memberships. Thank you for that. That's wonderful. Really appreciate that. TJ came in and says, thanks for standing on business and his fat neck. Decker says, I wonder what Kino Casino thinks. They hated you before. Oh, okay. I have no opinion on them. I've never watched their show. So, yeah. Jodub says, monetize the beggar. I will not. I refuse to. Icaro says, unless you read this within 24 hours, you owe me an apology. KC says, Kino might have to come back early from vacation to fluff the poor king's ego. Let's, to be clear, I don't know anything about their show. I'm not going to talk bad about them. I legitimately have no idea. So I'm not going to dump on them because I don't know anything about them. Right. So like I said, I wish everybody, and I said that to Phil, I truly want to help him get to level 2, whatever that means. And I hope everybody, because I truly, like, I'm not Phil's enemy. I'm really not. I want him to succeed because everybody succeeding ultimately is what's best for all this, right? For everybody. If Phil's successful, Keem's successful, Derek is successful, everybody's successful. That's an ideal situation. Copeside Phil says, Phil's talking crap about you right now, but remember, Phil said it's over between you two, and you definitely not living rent-free in his head. I don't even know what you're talking about. Hayden came in with a $20 super chat, says, what happened? I missed it. Nothing, Hayden. I'm sorry. I refuse to talk about it, especially reading super chats. Thank you, Hayden. Appreciate that greatly. Gaming came in and says, all tonight's proceedings will be donating to the May 1st Burst Foundation. Yes. Binge then came in and says, close the donos and refund these restarted FS, man. Legit, don't entertain them, please. I don't care what comes after. Just move on from this guy. Thank you, Binge then. I will. Absolutely. Felix came in and says, haven't you heard Phil is royalty now? He's king of the lol cows. Copeside Phil is a brand new member. Hey, and so is Maritsaku. That's awesome. Kelly says, you're the man. Hey, thanks, Kelly. Appreciate that. That's very nice. I'm doing my best. 2002 Honda Shadow came in and says, look, dude, just admit defeat. You're not checking an email is way worse than Phil lying about WWE accounts or defending a PDF. Jay Rome came in with the $20 super chat. Says, hope this message doesn't get ignored for 23 hours. What kind of family man with other priorities does not check his messages? How dare you live a simple, normal man's life and not check emails? Jay Rome, I'm sorry. Snooze Flu says, monetizing the hate is wrong, and I do not support it. I refuse to read super chats and direct donations. I refuse to read them. It's unreal, really. Johnny Zen came in and says, do you think Phil's casino boyfriends will try to talk him down from the ledge or entertain Phil's delusions? I don't know. And honestly, I have no ill will towards anybody. I really don't. Com came in and says, I do not support any monetization of hate. I will take this opportunity to renew my membership. Thank you, Com. We're above that. That fellow Mars came in with the 5. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And Leet says, sorry, DSP was not able to be literally normal to you. He wanted you to be mad from the start to get you. This is karma's money, and he approves this. Hey, thanks, and Leet. Appreciate that. That's very nice. Look at that. Knee pain came in with 10 gifted memberships. Hopefully you get that taken care of. That's wonderful. If you got to get gifted membership, make sure you say thanks. That's really nice. Dustin Newhouse came in as a brand new member. That's very nice. Thank you very much. HP's Lovecraft says, I'm too old to watch DSP's cringe. From what I've heard, so have some money for your Herculean act of patience and just being an ordinary man. I am just a normal man. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Oon says, DSP is a weird alien person. Hashtag what do. All right. Thank you very much. I have no idea what that means. Into Knitter. I probably just said something bad. Says, only problem is there wasn't Adam to chew him out with you. Hashtag monetize the haters. I will not. I refuse to monetize the haters. Stop it. Just stop. That's ridiculous. Copeside Phil came in with the 5. Says, telling Phil to go F himself at the end was amazing. Normal people can only take so much of Phil's lying and gaslighting. I don't even know what you're talking about. Yuri De Los Santos says, I spilled my coffee when you told him to go F himself. I couldn't stop laughing. Here's a little token for putting up with that. Hey, thank you very much, Yuri. Appreciate that. That's very nice. Shifty-Eyed Ninja came in with the 5 gifted memberships. That's wonderful. It's great. World Profound says, is this where you stream games, or is it some other channel? I'm sorry for donating. Please stop. Stop donating. It's ridiculous. I refuse to accept it. With that said, I stream games over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel over there. That's at Side Scrollers Plays. It's a much smaller channel. This is where we do the show every day on a day-to-day basis. Thank you so much, World Profound. Samster the Hamster says, thank you very much. Hopefully you ended this undeserved redemption arc. Okay. Dean says, well, here's something fun to learn. Phil admitted to tax fraud on his React to June. Should be interesting when the IRS catches wind of that. I don't even know. Ian Pod came in and says, definitely, absolutely, 100% not monetizing the hate. Cheers, Craig. Stop it. Chest Nose, rest in peace, Barbara Walters. God, what a journalist integrity right there. Cool Dude says he's raging now, saying that he could have added so much to your show. If only ish. Snort Hogan says, hello, Indrid Cold. All right, thank you for that. Thank you, Snot Hogan. Monty says, if he didn't lie all the time, he wouldn't have detractors. It was like watching Frost Nixon IRL. Amazing work. Subscribe. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Duty came in and says, he spent a year crapping on you for having a session reading super chats, etc. And he actually doing the same thing now. Big ups, Craig. I want to be very clear. I refuse to accept your super chats and especially your direct donations of sizable value right now. I refuse to accept them. Twilight Prince says, I hope you realize people like Phil now, so no one will super chat you. So here I am using my first super chat. Definitely not on you. Stop it, Twilight Prince. Stop it. That Zach guy is a brand new member. Hey, thanks, Zach. Appreciate that. Yumi in the movie says, just checking in to see if you read my email yet. Angela came in as 5 brand new gifted memberships. How nice. That's wonderful. That's great. Ryan is a brand new member. Let's go, Ryan. Tom just as felted. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know. Thank you for that. That's very nice. That's so nice. Zat came in and says, don't forget, one of the examples you mentioned was he'd bring up dirt on you and Adam. Okay. Dean Richards says more coffers to monetize the Craig, or hate, whatever, big ups. And big win to you, sir. Keep on keeping on. Hey, thank you very much for that. That is incredibly nice. I'm doing my best. Meth Bear came in, says, Phil cutting you off, telling you to go fuck yourself. That burping bitch is a pussy and a loser to the core. Hashtag romance blabs. Meth Bear, thank you for that. I refuse to accept any donations where you badmouth Phil. Refuse. So read them very loud. But I will read this. Look at this. The guy. 50. Heart for you. Gifted memberships to the channel. Give it up to the guy who came in. That's spectacular. Wow. Hey, I refuse to monetize. This is not a Montize the Hater stream, and I refuse to accept it. But give it up to that guy, the guy right there. Wow, that's incredible. Thank you for that. That's really nice. Wow. Chris came in. That's unreal. Says Montize the Haters all over again. No, stop it. Fetal Fury says Phil is a sad man, and they failed at fighting game players. I don't even know what you're talking about. By the way, I do legitimately have things I got to get done. And my wife gave me a little bit extra time, so I'm going to wrap this in just a second. Do Rat Danny says you went too hard on DSP. He is trembling right now. How'd you do that to my hero? I'm literally crying right now. Well, please stop. Please stop. I refuse to accept that. Sir Leopold gifted a membership. That's very, very nice. Thank you very much. That's wonderful, guys. Thank you for that wonderful support. Rodney King came in with a $10 direct donation. Says, can't we all just get along? I agree. John came in with a 5. Says, you did good, Craig. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. Icaro says, hey, Craig, here's $10 for having to put up with DSP shit for that long. Please stop. I don't want to take any of your donations. No need for a shout out or anything. Just from an old G1, Icaro. Great to see you. Thanks so much for your support. Adrian came in and says, dear Craig, you still ain't call or wrote. I hope you have a chance. I ain't mad. I just think it's fucked up you didn't answer fans. I know, Adrian. I'm sorry. Give me a few more hours. I'll get back to you, okay? I need about 20, 24, 25 hours to get back to you, okay? Super Cockmaster, thanks so much for picking up the American t-shirts. Yes, go. The effing America t-shirts. There's no reason, just needed a shirt. Love that. Love that. Tatarian Truth came in and says, you did apologize. It was clear before the interview he had ulterior motives. You did well. The F yourself was a very normal thing for talks amongst men. Don't attack my integrity. Blue Blaze says, that was a glazing session Keem had with Dave. Was nice to see someone tell him to F off to his face. There's certain things you don't do. Ben says, I'm a detractor. Monetize me. You have no choice. Thank you, Ben. Juando, thank you very much. Almighty Tevin, thank you very much. I'll just put these on the bottom here as we go along. I appreciate y'all. I don't appreciate your support. I don't want your support. Please stop. Please stop. It's ridiculous. And I'm just going to sit here and hang out. By the way, this stream will be unlisted when we're done. So just wanted to give you a heads up. Will not be live after we're all done. I would like to say thank you for the lack of Phil bashing. I don't want any of that. I really want you to stop right now. But and I really don't have a whole lot to say outside of that. I think, as I said on the thing, I think ultimately Phil's words will be Phil's own undoing. And I think that normal men and normal people can see right through the nonsense. So it is what it is. I will say this is the last I'm going to deal with Phil. When I said I would gladly work with him in the future, I legitimately meant that. I meant that from the bottom of my heart. I don't have to like somebody to work with somebody at all. And I actually had some really, really fun ideas. So, but alas, I think that was the most fascinating thing. Taylor says, it's so strange. There's so many people to monitor. Stop it. You guys need to stop. I will say this. That was probably the most amazing thing about it was, and this has been a reoccurring thing with Phil, is his inability to look internally for this whole thing. He doesn't understand like how his inaction in terms of lying led to everything else, right? We knew he was lying. My mind is blown that he admitted to this the day before we spoke. And to be very clear, I very much went on to that. Was I fairly skeptical of him? Yes, because I had heard people saying like, oh, he's going to bring on other people and he's looking to, whatever, trash you. Okay, that's fine, right? But why would he lie? Why would he be so open about that literally the day before? Grumpy came in and says, would you contact Keem to go on Locale Live and get him get his side of what happened with him and Phil and talk to him about it, or call him on there? I don't know. I do not live in this Locale space. I do not, right? We have dipped our toes in it once with our interview from Phil. They're their own thing. I'm happy for them. I want Locale Live to be successful because, once again, everybody's successful when there's shows like that. But I really, with all due respect to Keem, I think Keem is a brilliant business person. But I don't know. I very, very much doubt going on there would do a whole lot for us, because I contrary to this, I don't like to be around drama. We are not a drama channel. We are not. We talk about things in gaming, entertainment, culture, and this DSP thing has continued to go along the way. And like I said, I'm pretty much done with it. So Copeside Phil says the distractor read again. Dean Richard says, can I order a Montize the Hate shirt, please? No. DJ Bruno says, Phil couldn't name a charity to donate since he sees himself as a charity case, and probably the only one he knows, Source DSP. AC says, YouTube is being weird with supers. I haven't seen the interview yet. I hope you do. Hope you have a good day, Craig. Hopefully you and Adam Kluger will be on stream together again in the future. I would love that. That'd be great. Let me close with this. Like I said, I do legitimately have a lot to do, and I need to be there. I need to be moving in like 2 minutes, right? We're closing in on the top of the hour. And I very much mean this. Was Phil snarky to me today? Yes. Was I snarky to Phil today? Yes. Did he make mistakes? Yes. Did I make mistakes? I'm sure I did. Have we made mistakes over the last 18 months? I'm sure of it, right? I went on today's show with Phil to help him close the chapter of the book that he very much clearly holds on to. I can't be more clear about this. I want him to be successful, but he has to want himself to be successful. He has to get out of his own way. And I don't know if Phil can do that. I legitimately meant that it would be fun to have him on the show. I mean that. It would be fun to have him on the show one day. He obviously doesn't want that. That's fine. It's over. It's done. I'm fine with closing this chapter of the Side Scrollers book. Now, ultimately, what I think has happened is Phil opened up more wounds, and now he thinks I'm a piece of shit or whatever, and that's fine, right? And I'm sorry that he feels that way, right? But I think Phil needs to look internally, right? Like I said, I will not. I'm sorry that it hurt Phil's feelings. I'm not sorry that I did those things, right? Because those were reactions. And were they reactionary? Yeah, like the original Monetize the Hate stream, right? Which, by the way, this is not a Monetize the Hate stream. I refuse to accept your super chats and direct donations. It started with the feeling of just disillusion from finishing up that interview. And maybe I can get Adam on and we can talk about this. I know, like I said, he's busy with a newborn and stuff, and I totally get that. But I think, I'll tell you this. I think if Adam was to go on Phil's channel, Phil would not live, because Adam would be way more upfront and curt than I was today. I had no problem with anything that Phil was saying until he went after my character, which he admittedly earlier in the show knew that I'm a good dude, knew that I look out for people, knew that I take care of people. And as soon as you start talking shit about that, that's where the niceness ends, right? So with that said, Nikki came in. Says, you made DSP rage quit Concord, Craig. I did? Oh, Nikki, that's ridiculous. All right. I got to go. I got daddy duties. I do need to get done. I appreciate y'all. Definitely not your support. I'm sure clips of this will be taken and stuff. But like I said, I want to close with this. If you're new, look, we're done with Phil, right? Until Phil comes in and he apologizes for acting so mature today and does that, I really don't have a whole lot of interest in talking with him. When I said, go fuck yourself, Phil, I meant it, right? Because he's doing this to himself. And I really don't know what else to say about that. But we have turned the page with Phil. I hope that if you watch our show, you come back and watch. If you're looking for drama, this is not the place for it. We will be talking about all this stuff on a day-to-day basis. I hope you subscribe and you join us for our daily show, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Once again, the chapter's closed with Phil. And that's where it's going to be for the foreseeable future, forever. I don't care about Phil. I don't care about the drama. I hope that everybody who watches him for fun, you guys have an awesome time. I really do hope so. I hope you guys are successful too. Once again, I hope that everybody who hosts Phil is successful. Because at the end of the day, I want everybody to be successful, including Phil. I hope he gets to level 2. I hope that his redemption arc continues. But with that said, I want you guys to have a great rest of your day. And hopefully you guys come back and you join us tomorrow. Vera Dark will be joining us tomorrow. It's going to be a phenomenal show. And as always, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time. Thank you so much for your support. I mean, I can't even get over a 50 bomb of memberships from the guy right there. That's ridiculous. And just thank you. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys have plenty of things to watch and enjoy. But you guys have a great rest of your day. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal? Go get it. See you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time. I got to be a dad. See you later. Bye-bye.
Oh, bye-bye. He killed himself. No, he could float. Oh, I thought he was going to kill himself. That would have been epic. That would have been totally epic if he killed himself.
Who the fuck is Greg Edwards?
I don't know.
Damn.